The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. Verse 4. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahweh Shai, Barak to Yahweh, Barak to Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakak Radash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3 and 4 is that I was watching today the Kaiser report. The title says this isn't normal, which stuck out to me, and they were going into the labor force participation rate in Babylon the Great and how it's so low that it's close to post-World War II levels. And this goes to show you that America's on its way out. America's on a decline. If people are not able to work anymore, or they don't even have the desire to work anymore, there's no hope. Because they've, in their spirit, in their mind, they feel there's no hope, there's no future. Okay, all that's left is war and death, and that's what's coming to America. That's what's coming to Babylon the Great. All right, when you see these statistics, it's startling. And this shows you that we're at the end of Esau Edom's reign. And all we're waiting on is for them to make this chip mandatory and World War III to kick off. While that's happening, you're going to see civil unrest and civil war here in America. Because if the labor force participation rate is at its low after bailouts, after quantitative easing, and it's still this low, war is inevitable. So I want to play this. I want to play this video out just to get a better understanding of the times that we're living in. All right, we're almost out of here, and America's through.
I think there, yes, 63% that was averaging right before this economic COVID lockdown, and now it's closer to 60%.
So this isn't the unemployment number. That's a different number. This is a kind of a broader view of the workforce in America, and it shows that the participation rate, that is the people who are working, participating in the economy, is heading down in a shocking way.
These are the unnecessary expendable sort of population of the economy. And I think that's why you see all the opioid overdoses, this long-term absence of any hope. There's no hope for many people in the economy.
There you go. All right. There's no hope. That's why there's an uptick in drug use, violence, crime. Okay. No hope. And numbers don't lie. The mainstream media, Fox, CNN, all right, America One News, MSNBC, they can tell you, okay, blame this one, blame that one, but really blame yourselves, all right? You people that walk here in America, you are wicked, and the Lord is judging this place, all right? He's taking away your economy, all right? This is the judgment of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's done with this place. Okay, he's done with Babylon the Great. His chosen are waking up, all right, in captivity. That's why all this is happening, all right? And he's putting the spirit on your elite to be done with America. They don't care, All right, that's why this is going to continue going down. All right, and we're going to go into this country is going to go into a civil war. Let's go into first. Let's go to Isaiah. I'm gonna do a Hebrew hopscotch. All right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, and I'm gonna start at 14. The Lord hath mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Right, and you Americans are staggering your own vomit. All right, and you're not getting out of it. You're gonna stay soaked. All right, with nothing but bad times coming to you. All right. 15. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt which the head or tail branch or rush may do. Right, and that's what we're clearly seeing. There's a decline of workforce labor participation. All right, there's few jobs left. All right, more people are out of work, that are working. And this goes to show you that all this is leading to is war and death and war. 16, in that day shall Egypt be like unto women, right, fear. And it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which he shaketh over. Right, because if people aren't working, if they don't have a desire to participate in the economy, what do you think's going to happen? Crime rate's going to go up. Civil unrest is going to go up. Civil war. Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. All right, and this is where we're leading to. Especially here in Babylon the Great. Now let's jump over, because she made a comment about the male workforce labor participation. Check this out, which proves war is coming to America.
Participation in the economy. You see what Konstantin Gurdgiev calls no hope economics, and that is quite remarkable, going back to 1948 when we had over 85%.
Do you see that? This is post-World War II. The male labor force participation was at an all-time high. And it's been declining ever since. If you don't have your men of your nation working, what do you think is going to happen to this country? War. Civil war. Unrest, gang violence, crime rate through the roof. And that is the reason why this is all happening in Babylon the Great. And you could thank yourselves for it, because you're wicked. Because look at what you push out in the world. All right, what you push out to the children. LGBTQ lifestyle. You lied on the Bible. You said the Lord was a so-called white man, and that's a bold-faced lie. So the Lord is judging your nation by taking your men out of the workforce, which is leading into civil war. That's why you see the tension so high. And she's going to say it right here. Check this out.
Of adult able-bodied men working versus now we're down to about just over 65%. That's kind of the heart of what you're seeing across America in terms of MAGA and all these conflict and the the hysteria in the mainstream media about there's almost a projection of guilt about this situation, the hopeless situation, and the huge deaths of despair that you've seen as mortality rates increase. Right,
death of despair. And this was happening before the pandemic. A lot of you Edomites, you were out of work, and you ended up on high suicide rate, high alcohol consumption, crime rate through the roof. So, everybody lottie-dottie is feeling, the pressure, the pain. That's how you know civil war is coming. Class war is coming. That's why you see the racial tensions, constantly all over the media, because they have to point fingers. They got to blame each other instead of going to the root problem. Everyone should be blaming themselves for being wicked, for being a prideful, wicked nation. Now it's time for judgment. When you see these numbers, let's go back, of the male labor, the men labor force participation rate going down, this is judgment. This is pure judgment from the Lord. And that's how we know we're in the final days, the final generation. We are the last generation. Let's continue on, because she also mentions a specific empire that's doing the same thing, which proves, America, you're following the tune of this specific empire. Let's go back.
Down to about just over 65%. That's kind of the heart of what you're seeing across America in terms of MAGA and all these conflict and the the hysteria in the mainstream media about, there's almost a projection of guilt about this situation, the hopeless situation, and the huge deaths of despair that you've seen as mortality rates increase, and mostly due to this situation here of people unemployed. You've had that with every empire and many times throughout history, where there's mass unemployment among men, and it does lead to domestic strife and instability. You saw that in Rome
There you go, Rome. That's enough. That's enough. All right, America, you're getting judged. Okay, you've been proud against the Lord. It's time for judgment. This is to our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans who are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. You better repent, all right? Hell is coming to America. You think it's bad now? You ain't seen nothing yet, all right? That's a lot of men out of work who don't want to participate, all right? And everybody can get a gun. So what you think is about to happen? And everybody has the ability to get a gun, and they've been purchasing guns. That's why gun purchases have been on an all-time high. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 5. Whoso will keep the commandment shall feel no evil thing. Right, and that's the elect, the chosen, that have been on their watching, okay? Seeing the times that they're living in. And a wise man's heart discerns both time and judgment. Right, so if you're not discerning the time that we're living in and seeing what's about to happen, okay, with these news articles, all right, you don't have no sense of discernment, all right, you don't have the understanding what judgment is, man, all right. And this is really to hit all you pseudo Hebrew Israelites, because you're not warning your congregation of bad things that are coming to America, all right, evil times. You think this pandemic with putting on a mask was, all right, was bad? Nah, that's a cakewalk, all right. That's a cakewalk. 6. Because to every purpose there's a time and a judgment. Therefore the misery of man is great upon him. Right, and this is the Lord judging America. All right, that's why you have the labor force participation rate of men at an all-time low. Okay. No, that's dangerous, man, and that goes to show you we're getting the time of great insurrection. All right, let's go back to this chart. Great insurrection. Wait, excuse me. You see that? That's a decline, man. Labor force participation rate among men. This is after all the bailouts and all the stimmies and all the quantitative easing, 1, 2, 3 to infinity and beyond. And this is still on a decline? Yeah, we're at the end. There's no healing, America. But she can't be healed. Take balm for her pain because she can't be healed. 2nd Esdras chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. 15. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And this is what we're getting to, all right? And that's why they're pushing all these racial division, tension on the mainstream media, all right, to try to get people to focus on each other, because the elite, the politicians, the senators, they know these numbers, all right? They understand the numbers, okay? They have accountants. They have advisors. And they're telling them, yeah, man, the male participation rate is at an all-time low. Whoa. All right, crank up that propaganda media. Get these motherfuckers to start purging each other out. All right? Blame it on each other. Don't blame it on us. 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actors shall stand in their power. Right, and there's going to be a point where they're not going to give a damn what Biden says, what the senator says, what the mayor says, because, all right, people are going to realize that they were all in on it. They were all con artists, okay? And eventually that propaganda ain't going to work, okay? Yeah, you might have certain racial, strifes, but you're going to see a big civil war against this federal government. It's coming, okay? And then you're going to have robbers and looters just in their neighborhood doing what? 17, a man shall desire to go into his city and shall not be able, right, because the military is going to have to intervene. The military is going to have to cut certain cities off where the local municipalities at to keep the government running, okay? And they're going to have to fight against the civil unrest. It's going to be total chaos out here, all right? Just look at Syria, look at Iraq when America caused those civil wars. All right, that's coming to Babylon the Great. Best believe Russia and China are backing these militia groups, okay, to go against the federal government. Because hey, Russia, China, Iran, they love to see this division because then it's easier to sack your threat. Because America, you still got to fight a war with Russia and China. Man, you people are fucking through out here. It's judgment, baby. 18, for because of their pride, and the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. And that's what it is. That's what it is, man. Okay, this is where we're getting to. It's going to be hell in America. You think it's bad now? You ain't seen nothing yet. You haven't seen nothing yet. Wearing a mask and social distancing, okay, and worry about, am I going to keep my job if I don't take the jab? If you can't handle that, man, you ain't going to handle what's about to come, all right? That is a cakewalk. That is child's play for what's about to happen to this place. You see these fucking numbers, man? That's how many men are not working, who don't have desire to work in this economy. That means they gave up. All right, that's why I brought out Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keys of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. When the Lord said the windows be darkened, what that means is no future, no hope, disparity. Okay? Proverbs 10 and 15. The rich man's wealth is his strong city. The destruction of the poor is their poverty. And that's how we know, America, you're going out. All right? You got too many of your men, all right, who don't want to work in poverty. Okay? And so it's going to cause a huge civil unrest. All right? A huge breakdown in civilization. Just like what happened in Rome. Because why did Rome collapse? Because it was internal strife. And then the other surrounding nations saw how weak Rome was, and they sacked it. Okay? That's how all nations go down. Once the citizens are at each other's necks, the other nations see that there's the weakness, and then it's time to take down that oppressing nation that's been oppressing us. So, hey, Russia, China, and Iran, they're just sitting back, eating popcorn and laughing at this. They know you're done. And all they're waiting for is the right opportunity, and they're going to strike. Because that's biblical prophecy. So, Lord willing, us will edify. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakak, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring. Keep the faith. Keep studying. Keep praying. We're almost out of here. To the few sisters that are watching, keep studying. Keep praying. Shalom and Abba Ball. Shalom.